Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to install the N-Fab RBS rear bumper on this 2017 Ford F-150. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so obviously our first step would be to remove our factory rear bumper. Now we've already gone ahead and done that, and we've had some aftermarket bumpers on and off of this truck already. But if you need help with that, go ahead and check out our video on how to remove your factory rear bumper. But the first thing that we're going to do is move into switching over all of our sensors and plugs into our new bumper. Now if your factory bumper had sensors, you should have pulled out the sensor housings. Now you want to make sure you keep them in the same order as you pulled them out of the factory bumper, because that's the order that we're going to put them in our new bumper. But all you have to do is push it forward from the front, lining up the bevels and the sides, and then just push it in until it clicks into place. Just like that. We're going to do that on all 4 sensor holes. Next, we're going to install our sensors into our sensor housings. We're just going to put our hand on the front of the housing to keep it into place, and then push the sensor down into the housing until it locks in. We're going to do that on all 4 housings. Now on the front of our bumper, we have a cutout for our trailer plug, and we're just going to push that in from the front. Again, just push that in until it locks into place. Next, we're going to remove our silver plate on the front, and that's just going to help us reach all the bolts and everything when we go to put it up on the truck. So that's going to be a 7/32 Allen. They shouldn't be too tight from factory, because they know that in the installation you're going to want to remove this. Some of them might just be hand tight like that one, but we're going to go across the whole thing and take all of our bolts out, and then actually just take this off and set it to the side. Now there are 4 13mm bolts holding our hitch receiver to our factory bumper that need to be removed. And then there's also going to be one more 13mm bolt that's by where we took our license plate light out. Now if you have a flex head ratcheting wrench, that's going to be the best option to get that off. If you don't, then you're going to have to remove this whole plastic piece at the top to get to that bolt. And then you're going to repeat that process on the other side. Alright, now a hitch receiver at this point now is only held in place by these 4 plastic clips. And to remove it, what we're going to do is take a pair of pliers and squeeze the clip together, and then pull up on the receiver, and then pull it out, and then we'll go to the next one. Go to the third one, and then the last one. Now we have our receiver hitch on our table and our vice grip, and we need to trim both ends to make it fit with our new bumper. So we're going to go ahead and make our measurements. If we're looking at the top, we're going to go 5 inches over, and we'll make a mark. And now this is to the outside. You want to make sure all these marks go to the outside. Next, we want to make on that line a mark 6 inches down. We'll use our ruler, connect those lines. Now at the bottom of our 6 inches, we're also going to measure an inch over. So an inch to the inside. There. Line those up. Now if we go to the other side, to the other corner, we're going to measure an inch up from there as well. Now when you take this measurement, you want it to be roughly in the same spot where you took the top measurement. So there's our 1 inch mark. We're going to draw a line from there to the bottom, keeping it as straight as possible, like that. Now from our 1 inch line that we made at the bottom, we're going to measure 2.5 inches over. Again, trying to keep that in as straight a line as possible. Right there. Connect those. And then from here, we can connect the end of this line to the end of this line. And that'll be the area that we want to cut off. So now this is the back side of the measurements that we just took, and we're going to measure 2.5 inches from our plate. Make a couple marks. And then we can make a straight line all the way down. And then also go across the top. And then we're going to cut all the way through this bar. Now we're going to take a flapper disc, clean up all of our edges, and then spray paint the whole thing so that it doesn't want to rust on us. The next thing that we're going to do is cut this plate that's on the front of our receiver hitch. Now if you don't cut this, when you go to put your bumper on and you have the slanted piece on the front, it actually won't fit because it's going to slant right into this piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a straight edge and I'm going to go right to this back set of holes and I'm just going to line it up with that, and then I'm going to draw a straight line all the way across, and that's going to be where I make my cut. And that's going to go all the way to the end on both sides. Next, we're going to take our bumper, we're going to set it over the top of our receiver hitch, and then we're going to set this up to the truck. We're going to use a provided bolt and washer, go through the bumper, through the receiver hitch, and then through our bracket on our truck with a washer and a nut on the back. And we're going to do that on all 3 locations on each side. So you're going to need a friend for this, because this is going to get a little heavy. So you want to make sure your brackets on your bumper go behind the bar on the hitch receiver. And then we're going to pick this whole thing up. Set it up to the truck. Try to line up our holes. Just like that. Now with our bumper in place with a bolt and a washer through, I'm going to put a washer and a nut on the back, and that'll hold it in place for us while we put the rest of them in and then align everything together. So you can see we have our first bolt in the center. Now we can put our bolt and washer through the top with a washer and a nut. Now our last hole is going to be at the bottom. We're going to put a bolt and a washer through the front, and on the other side you're going to get a washer and a nut. And then once you have those loose, you're going to repeat that on the opposite side, and then we can align it and tighten everything down. Alright, now we have a floor jack holding up our bumper and receiver hitch assembly. And now with that pushed into place, we're going to go ahead and tighten down our 3 bolts on our passenger side. That's going to be a 3/4 inch socket and wrench. And then we're going to repeat that on the opposite side. Now with our bumper tight to our truck, we can reinstall our front plate. Just going to line up our holes. And then we can use our button head bolt and washer, along with another washer and a nut on the back. We're going to do that on all of our locations, and then we can go ahead and tighten them down. Now with all of our bolts in place, we can go back through and tighten them all down. Now to tighten these down, we're going to use a 9/16 wrench on the nut and a 7/32 Allen head for the bolt. Next, we're going to reinstall our factory wiring harness, so you can plug in your trailer plug. Make sure that clicks into place, and then we're also going to reconnect all 4 of our sensors, and those are just going to push on into place. Again, make sure you hear the click. We're going to do that on all 4. All right, guys, that's going to complete the installation. If you have any questions, give us a call or visit us online.